Hello. Welcome to the Born Offside show. That's right. It's been renamed. If any of you have noticed that. It's not the Born Offside podcast because it's so much more than a podcast.
No, so much more.
So many people watching us, not even in the creepy way either. They're watching us on YouTube, on all the socials and stuff. So it's a show and we've got big plans to take it to another level. And as you can see, there's been a big substitution that's happened. OLANTEKKERS is busy with one of his many clients. He's shooting a commercial actually today.
We're lucky that he fits us in as often as he does.
Well, don't you talk because you've sold out recently as well. But let's talk about Dani, who joins us for the second or third time on the pod.
Second
Time. Debut was successful.
Yeah.
People loved you, Dani. I had so many messages
Thank
saying
you.
that your vibe was immaculate. And I said, we need to get her back.
Yeah,
Woo!
there were a few tweets about your laugh as well. A lot of people loved it.
It's iconic.
Some stereos were bursted in the process of that first
So
pod.
this is a heads up. Just turn that volume down ever so slightly.
She's got a
I've
very
been
contagious
warned
laugh.
to laugh away from the microphone, and I naturally lean forwards when I laugh. So this will be my first challenge.
Well, let's see how this goes. Kat, busy week for you as always. Optus, Nike, all the good things. No, you're not head to toe in the Nike merch today, but you got
Just
some nice
the shoes.
TNs on
Just
though.
the TNs. I'm
TNs are back.
out here just challenging the status quo one pair at a time.
Yeah, how many TNs do you have?
8.
8
Ooh.
TNs. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how many pairs of Nike shoes you have?
Like 27?
Wow.
Nice.
Do they have their own room?
They do.
They do, yeah? Because I was just like,
No,
where would you even
I'm
put
just
them?
currently trying to find an ideal storage solution. So if anyone has any suggestions.
Kmart have those little boxes that are see-through, and then you can stack them, and then you can see all your shoes too.
So I did
That's kinda
I
cool.
did a bit of a stock take last week.
Right.
Figured out what I have, what the
Right.
colours look like, and
Right.
how I can arrange them in the most aesthetically pleasing way.
Interesting. Are you thinking this is obviously you're quite young. This is going to be
Thank you so much.
I mean,
It's like such a compliment.
I mean, you're the oldest on the couch, but
Oh,
you are
yeah.
quite young.
We had a moment there.
Are you aiming to hit 100? Are you just gonna keep collecting
Oh, we
shoes?
just keep collecting, baby. Like, just as long as
so
they're going to keep
baby.
sending them, I'll keep taking them.
Don't make me excited. Don't excite me like that. I got my grey trackies on.
Grey trackie.
We do
Already.
We do.
We've gone there already.
We do have two of the leading ladies in Australian football media, so it's only fitting that we start off with not really a question, but just a message sent in from Cass. Isaiah Wood just said Tillies with a couple exclamation marks. Matildas, since we last spoke, went on to beat England
They did.
in that game and snap the Lionesses' 30-game winning streak.
Grande.
Does this... The rest of Australian media is getting excited now, Dani. Can Australia win this World Cup now? Does a friendly match mean that much to you? No? You're a skeptic, aren't you? I can see it in your eyes. Who?
I back the girls 100%.
Okay. But it's just a friendly match. That's what
No,
you're trying to say.
yes.
Okay.
But to be fair, Lionesses played a very strong squad.
It was,
It
yeah.
was like a usual starting 11 for them. They just won Finalissima, the first Finalissima against Brazil.
Yep.
So they're solid. Serena Wigman's been running riot with them.
Yeah.
And like you said, 30 games unbeaten. So they absolutely turned it on.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to see that because they really needed that moving
They
in.
needed that to
But
be a
I'm
big
like,
team. Big scalp.
don't get too excited. Don't get complacent, girls, because there's a long way to go. And the World Cup is...
Yeah.
a whole
But I think
other
that's
level.
the confidence boost that when we are in the World Cup playing a
Yes.
big team, we know we can win a game against a big team and it helps. In the same week, we lost to Scotland. And I think we were quite harsh on them on the pod last week. Then they went and shut us the fuck up right after that with that win. So you're pretty excited now, Kat?
I think, remember when Rio said the only way to get people really hyped about the Women's World Cup is if the Matildas start winning?
Yeah.
This is exactly what we need in order for people to understand, I guess, the magnitude of the Women's World Cup, what it means for Australia.
Yeah.
England are still the favourites.
Are they are they number one favourites to win
In
the whole
my
thing?
opinion, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I think
I
so.
would say Germany and USA are always up there as well.
Right, yeah. You can't sleep on, obviously, the
Who
Americans. Yeah.
Do you guys think is winning the Women's World Cup?
Francois.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I feel like they look great, and they've obviously been through a little bit with
French?
like the coach change.
Yeah.
Yeah, the French look great. But I will still say that England are going to win it.
I'm back in the French. Australia's going to play France in a friendly right before the World Cup. Actually, they're going to link up,
Yeah,
I
that'll
believe,
be
in Melbourne
interesting.
and play a friendly before the World Cup kicks off, which will be very interesting. Herve Renard is now the coach.
He
Wendy
is.
Renard is now back. No relation. I don't know about that. They could be. I don't know. They could be related, but not that I know of. Let's go to the A-League Women's now. Melbourne Victory women beat Melbourne City women. That was a shock in itself, but it was a great game, Kat. 3-3 draw. We had a question in here from Joseph K. How long until we see Casey Dumont in a clutch moments compilation? For those of you who don't know, Melbourne Victory's goalkeeper took a penalty in the shootout, scored, then saved penalty 1 or 2, maybe she saved.
I
saw one of them.
I thought she
Maybe
said
2.
2.
And then they went on to win the whole thing again against City, who were the favourites How good is she?
She's a
Oh,
baller.
I've loved watching her.
She's a
week in,
she's a
week
nurse,
out.
isn't she?
I think so.
Yeah, she's a
but
footballer and a nurse.
It's really interesting because we have always. I feel like her place within the Matildas is always in contention.
Right.
She's always within the conversation, but never chosen.
Right.
And so we asked her, like when she came on to Dub Zone, we said, "What's going on with the Matildas? Have you heard anything? Like, have they actually reached out to you?" And all she could say was, "They have reached out to me. Like,
Okay,
there
that's
is
good.
some communication,
Good.
but I think she knows that she's not the favorite to be picked for the Women's World Cup."
Yeah.
But time and time again, she comes in those clutch moments. And we know that the goalkeeper role in women's football is always kind of under speculation as well, in that
It's a
It gets
tough one for the
criticised, doesn't
women.
it gets
Yeah.
criticised a lot. Whereas I feel like Casey Dumont, and there's a few in the women's league that have really stood out this season as like key players around the team's success.
Yeah.
Victory have made finals like how many years now? And Casey is responsible for part of that
Big
victory.
part,
Yeah, we'd love to say maybe it's also that little bit of snobbing when you're playing in the local league as opposed to goalkeepers that are playing overseas are probably going to get a look in ahead of you.
That's exactly right. But
it's
is that a
hard
bad
for her
thing?
to give up her career as well to
No.
go and do that? It's tough. Danny, we were down at the Sydney FC doubleheader yesterday. Sydney FC defeating Perth in the
United.
men,
Oh, yep.
but losing to Western United in the women. Let's talk firstly about the women. Actually, just on goalkeepers, I was impressed with Sydney FC's goalkeeper. What's her name? Sydney FC's goalkeeper. Can you believe I used to work with her? I forgot her
Yeah,
name.
Jada
Wyman.
Jada
Jada
Wyman.
Wyman. She used to work at Ultra back in the day. Also, her physicality. See, the one thing is, a lot of goalkeepers, they get criticised, I think, in the women's game for physicality. She's got to be borderline Matildas as well. I saw her come
Yeah.
out for a few balls.
She is though.
Incredibly athletic, but Sydney FC lost to Western United. This is Western United's first ever season
Yeah, it's
in the
unreal.
women's league,
Yeah,
and they're
big.
through to the final. Thoughts on the game?
I would have liked to have seen Sydney FC obviously perform better. They're
Yeah.
premiers, but Western United,
Not
class.
bad, eh?
Yeah, but even if you have a look at the shots on target for Sydney FC
Yeah.
versus Western United, it
Yeah.
was like Sydney FC had so many more shots on goal, but Western United were just way more clinical in front of goal, and they got it
Just
done.
gotta get it
So
in,
good on
right?
them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Western United, they scored, they set up shop, and they parked on that 1-0, and they did a fantastic job. Ante Juric, Sydney FC's coach, came out and said, "We didn't want to win anyway."
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck it, we didn't want to win anyway. We actually didn't want the week off."
Yeah, no, Ante, we've all said things like that when we didn't get the results that we wanted.
Which reminded me, I said to the girls before the pod, it reminded me of that guy that DMs you, and he's trying to
Yeah.
take you out, and then when you say no, he's like, "I didn't fucking want you anyway. I didn't want you anyway. What do you mean? You ugly." Yeah, that's what you sound like, Ante. But look, let's hope Sydney FC do get a chance. It's going to be a great preliminary final.
we
against
need
Melbourne
to
Victory.
also acknowledge what Mark Torcaso has done with that Western United
Yes.
squad, though. Like
Yeah.
the fact that they made the top four. Like in general, the fact that they
Yeah, it's
made
crazy.
finals alone is such an achievement.
Without their marquee that everyone
Yes.
thought.
Yeah, Chloe
would
Lagarde
need
was
to
on the
be.
sideline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chloe
so-
didn't even really play the whole time. Yeah, but amazing. Credit to Sydney FC men, who that was easily, in my opinion, the best Sydney FC lineup that they've put together all season. It finally looked like they were at full strength, and they played like it. They destroyed Perth. Yufak Talay is leaving Wellington Phoenix at the end of
Yep.
the season. He said he wants to coach overseas.
Wow.
Is that a slap in the face to the Phoenix? Your coach is doing
no.
well.
He's been there for I know, but he's been there for a few seasons. He
But,
wants something bigger for himself.
At what point, is an A-League manager not going to... You're building a project. Wellington haven't won anything
Wouldn't you
yet.
rather?
You finally get it right with a coach. How many coaches are sacked today in the game? So many. You
Yeah.
finally
all of
get it
them.
right with a coach that's building something, and he turns around and goes, "I want to coach somewhere else."
Well, he
overseas."
hasn't won anything there either in a few seasons. Yes, he's taking him now on a finals run, but he's also he's not won anything, and he's been
Yeah.
there for a few seasons.
It hurt me
I
a little
get
bit.
it takes time to build that up and obviously have that type of success, but then he's also what is he, 47? He's ready for his
Yeah,
next.
but-
He's looking at Postecoglou, he's looking at
Yeah.
Muscat, and he's like, I want
He
that for
would-
me.
You know what?
Yeah.
He would rather leave having done a good job
Yeah.
than.
But those guys won an A-League at least. Postecoglou won an A-League. Muscat won an A-League.
fair.
I would have loved to see him stay. Does overseas mean Australia? Do you think, if you were a Sydney FC, his
The
former
way
club?
that you
What
said
do you
that was so
mean?
funny.
Well, you know what I mean. He's coaching.
don't
He's coaching in New Zealand. He's coaching
Technically
Wellington.
New
Yeah,
Zealand,
no,
yeah.
he's not gonna. I don't. He
Does he-
wanted to coach the New Zealand international team.
Does-
But they bypassed him.
Well, does overseas mean just a little trip to
No,
Australia?
I don't think so.
No?
I think he's thinking Asia.
He wants to
and
go.
Europe.
Okay.
Imagine he just comes over.
That'd be a slap in the face. And now at
That
that point,
That would be a
that's a
slap
slap
in the
in the face. But if I was Sydney FC, I'd be throwing the bag at him because let's be real, it's time for a change at Sydney.
It
He's a
is.
former player and he's shown that he's a very good coach. So let's have a
Maybe,
look.
Claudes, maybe that will actually happen.
Why not? Why not?
Maybe.
This is a great one. I love this question that came in from Scorera. A big fan of the pod. Always comes in with great questions. NRL have Magic Round. AFL have Gather Round. Rugby have Super Round. Would something like this work in the A-League where the whole league plays in one city?
Didn't we already have a big issue when the A-League decided on one location?
Yeah, but that's different. That's true.
Are we
Touche.
really?
Just for one round, though.
That's
One
true.
round.
That's true.
Yeah.
You think like A-League fans just would not be able to agree on where to have this?
Oh, there would
Oh,
be
it'd be
some
shit.
bias behind it, I'm sure. Unless you picked a city.
But like Magic Round in the rugby league is in Brisbane,
yeah.
and there's way more teams in Sydney than Brisbane.
Yeah.
But
But
that's their
NRL
opportunity.
fans don't pike up the way that A-League fans
The
do.
Queenslanders do.
I didn't know
if you
Danny's
look
like
at-
you know Danny's a Queenslander.
No, sure.
I did know that actually.
Danny's a
Born in
Queenslander, right?
Brizzy.
Sickening.
Brisbane,
Anyway,
Brisbane girl. If you look at the commentary around changes that happen in the game in NRL, I know with Super League and stuff, everything kicked off like 20 years ago. But if you look at things now, like when all these changes were made through the COVID period and everything, it was all, everyone was so unhappy. And they talk
Cranky
about
people, eh?
boycotting, but they don't. Like
Okay.
NRL fans do not boycott. They're not
Right.
like the A-League fans.
they're not upset.
They don't get upset.
Very
They don't get
emotional. Not
gonna throw
angry
metal
like
beers.
Yeah,
that.
football fans very. Oof.
And I would be very apprehensive to tell A-League fans to do anything.
Okay. Well,
What do
there
you
go.
reckon?
I'm here for it. Why not? I like anything different. I've never been to Magic Round in the NRL or Gather Round. I didn't even know that half of these existed. I'm not,
Gather Round is new, and they had it in Adelaide. for
Right.
AFL.
Yeah. I like it. I feel like they always say, looking at these cities, they don't do it in the hub of the game. Like
Yeah.
like AFL don't do it in Melbourne. NRL don't do it in Sydney. So if we had a football one, it probably wouldn't be in Sydney or Melbourne. It'd probably be
It
somewhere
should
else.
be
It'd be
in like Perth. or
in like
something.
Perth. Just like send every team to Perth for a weekend. It'd be pretty cool. I, for one, would be here for it. I would like to see it
I'd
happen.
like to see it. It would be interesting to see how it
The
would be
reaction.
received.
Well, you know what? We can bring it up with someone. I'm not going to tease. I'm not going to say too much, but we
say too
may
much,
or may
Claudes.
not have agreed to have a pretty big hitter on the pod soon. Someone who makes a lot of decisions on the A-League. In fact, nobody has more authority to make decisions than this one human being.
That's so wild.
I'm not going to say who it is. You can put two and two together. He may run the entire league and may have agreed to come on the pod. But yes. Am I giving it away? Am I giving it away?
Not at all.
Let's head overseas for some international news now. We'll keep it with a bit of an Aussie twinge. Paddy Asbeck scored his first goal over there in the Norwegian League for Viking.
Did he do the celebration?
What was the celebration? Oh, there was a celebration he owed me.
You asked him to do
Because
something.
I gave him boots.
Yeah.
I wonder if he
Oh,
was wearing the
check
boots
the
I gave him.
We might have to replay that footage.
I gave him blue mercurials. If he's wearing those, but I gave them to him for him to wear it in Sydney FC. Producer Shabs, have a look at what boots he's wearing. If he's wearing the boots I gave him, I'm gonna light him up
Yeah,
for that.
light
He
him
owes
up.
me a celebration. It was a
He
C.
does. He does.
Said he was
yeah.
going to do a C for me. Anyway, I would love to. I've always wanted to be a wag. I've always wanted to be a wag. Great goal from Paddy, and both goals that game for Viking were assisted by D'Agostino as well. So the Aussies are taking over
How
there
good's
in
that?
Norway. Really good to see. Chelsea, shit again.
Yeah.
Lost at home to Brighton. We don't have Olan here, and you two are probably going to... We have a United fan, a Liverpool fan, but let's start with RJ. Given Chelsea's shambolic season, how much blame do you attribute to the board, players, and managers? Is this everybody's fault equally? Or is this a situation... Because can you keep blaming the manager when they change the manager and it's still shit?
I was thinking about this morning because I was like, you still got the same 11 players on the pitch. Most probably consistently the same 11, right? Otherwise, you swap in and out.
Swap. You're swapping it out. Swap. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Danny's laughing. Would you like to pick up there? Okay, no? Okay, they're both laughing.
Oh, give me one
Yeah.
second.
Okay, right. Swaps. Okay. Well, I'll swap in and take over there. But yeah, you're right. Like, it is the same players, and the players deserve to cop a bit of blame for it. They're very expensive players as well.
Claude's just talking to himself.
I'm talking to our listeners right, while you two have a moment. But the board has all changed. The owner changed, and so that's a big thing to look at. RJ, one thing I will say to you is, how much do you blame Chelsea as a club when the women's team is fighting for a treble? So clearly there's success on that side. So can you blame the board of the club when the women's team, you guys all right? The women's team is succeeding, right? They're second in the league with a game in hand. They're in an FA Cup final. They're in a Champions League semi-final. So clearly half our system is working. It's the men's group which isn't working. So therefore, I would attribute it to the players and the managers. Are you guys ready to join me back on the pod?
It's a one-man show at this
Are you-
point.
Are you guys ready to join
I
me?
don't know what you've said.
Okay.
I can't believe she's laughing. I can't.
Stop looking at me.
Okay. All right. I'll just carry on with the questions. Nick Stav.
No, wait. I can comment on this.
Yeah?
I think I would blame the instability of management.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you blame the consistent changes in management?
Yes.
So you think they should have just bit the bullet, stuck with one
Yeah, I
person,
mean,
even if it was Graham Potter?
Chelsea's success in the women's is a lot down to Emma Hayes as well.
Right.
She's an amazing manager. And like even the relationship she has with the players, she fosters each individual relationship. Like she knows the ins and outs of every player. That's what makes a good manager.
Right. Well,
They've
No
not had that
manager in
time,
Chelsea have had that
sufficient amount of
time.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. But unfortunately, in the game that is Premier League, particularly in the men's, there's just no
Don't have
time.
time.
We've had more
That's
sackings
right.
than I think we had 13 or 14 sackings this season in the Premier League. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Nick Stav says Chelsea relegation charge. Thanks for that one, Stav. He's in London at the moment. Got to see his own team bottle something.
Hey, yeah, he better be careful because Arsenal are
Yeah.
really fumbling. the
What,
bag
what,
at
what do
this
you got?
point.
You got breaking news?
I thought he wasn't telling people that.
He wasn't telling people what?
That he's in London. That he was in London.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a secret?
The whole thing.
Is that a secret?
That was secret.
Whoops. That was a secret.
This is so chaotic.
You big mouth.
I don't know if he's where he is.
So for
I don't-
legal purposes.
I don't know. Okay, whatever. Sorry, Stav. Well, that's what you get for talking shit about my club. Should Todd Bowley have bought Brighton instead? Ratty Roller. Possibly. Brighton, great club. Deserve to be doing very, very well over there as well. Did anyone see the size of the Brighton physios?
Yeah, they're massive.
They are massive.
They're
Have you seen their
massive.
fucking biceps? What are they training for?
I don't know. Give good rub downs.
Wow. Wow. You guys are.
What do you mean?
You
Why
guys
do
are
you
filthy.
turn everything?
You guys are filthy.
Also-
Physios rub down.
Why
they
is that
massage
about
your
me?
Muscles.
Yeah. What was that?
Why'd you bring me into
I'm
that?
sweating. It's getting
I'd be sweating too. Did you see the size of those guys? Fantastic. Good looking guys. Credit to Brighton winning on and off the pitch. Chelsea have a lot of work to do. Last time we spoke, we were looking forward to a Chelsea-Real Madrid game as well in the Champions League. Todd Bowley said, we're going to win 3-0. Lost that game. Let's see how they go in the return leg.
Has he ever watched football?
Soccer. It's
He's
soccer,
never
baby.
watched
It's
soccer.
soccer, baby. I don't know. Look, you got to give these things time. One thing Chelsea did was they made the most expensive substitution of all time. So they were losing to Brighton, and Frank Lampard made a quadruple sub
Wow.
in a hope to change the game.
desperate times come.
He took out £281.5 million worth of talent. So he subbed off Enzo Fernandez, who's worth 107 million, Fofana 70, Pulisic 57, and Sterling 47.5, all in one
Mamma
substitute. It didn't work. Chelsea lost. So there you go. An expensive
He's
headache.
running out of
Chelsea
ideas.
Football Club. Arsenal bottled a 2-0 lead, and Saka missed a
I
penalty.
know.
I feel for Saka
Me
because
too.
he tends to score penalties that don't matter and miss the ones that really matter.
Count.
Yeah. Is this City winning the league? City
I-
winning the league.
yeah.
I mean. City winning the league.
I don't want them to, but
They are. Well, yeah, you're a United fan, so you'd
Yeah.
rather Arsenal win
that's
it, right?
right. Yeah.
You made the point that the result between the two of them is going to be really important. I think
it's gonna
that
be
if Arsenal can pull off a win against City,
Yeah.
title is still still
But
there.
then
It's still
again,
an
yeah.
option.
Even the games that everyone thinks are like a sure thing.
Yeah.
It, like
Nothing's a
Nottingham
sure
Forest,
thing.
like
Yeah.
all those different
Nothing's a
clubs,
sure
it's
thing.
like everything's so unpredictable now. It's like
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
two draws in a row. They now play Southampton at home. That has to be 3
Yeah.
points. And then it's City away, and then it's Chelsea at home, and then
Which
it's
I think Chelsea will do them there.
well.
just quietly.
Listen to this, right? Listen to this. City away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle away,
Tough as well.
Brighton at home. That's their next 4 games.
Yeah,
They are
that's a
4 very hard games, and I think, in my opinion, if I was a betting man, which I can be, I would be saying City are going all the way here. City play, their next Premier League match is Arsenal because they've got an FA Cup game.
Yeah.
So their next Premier League match is Arsenal at home. They then go Fulham away. Then they got 2 home games in a row. West Ham at home, Leeds at home, Everton away, Chelsea at home, and finish at Brentford.
Are they
I think
bottling
City
it?
have
I mean,
the
they
better-
lost to Brentford in November.
Yeah, but Brentford at that point of the season won't
Yeah,
be playing
Brentford
for too
are
much. They'd
not
be
looking
safe. I'm definitely fancying City. That is a really costly draw for Arsenal fans. Sorry to say it, but let's see. We got a beautiful title race on our hands. What about Aston Villa?
Oh,
Grande, huh?
Unai Emery.
Scary.
It's been so under the radar until like this week, and now everybody's finally talking about him.
You know, since he took over, they'd be second in the league. If the league started when Unai Emery was appointed, they'd be just like a point or 2 behind Arsenal. Yeah.
Is that you mean in terms of trajectory based on his current results?
No, based on based on from the moment he took over. If the league started from there, he's got more points than City.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's been unbelievable. He's been brilliant, and that man Ollie Watkins can't stop scoring. It pisses me off.
Nobody talks about Watkins.
Well, he's got the equal amount of goals as Erling Haaland
Haaland.
this year, 2023. It's crazy. It's a crazy stat. And Steven Gerrard's watching somewhere going, fuck, I messed this one up. Because Gerrard had a great team to work with and was doing nothing with them. But he's flying. Unai Emery, good evening, has always been a very good manager.
Good evening.
Caleb Ryan, why is Ollie Watkins not getting the same hype as Rashford? He's only 1 goal behind.
It's just, would we blame club bias?
Club
like
bias.
if you
Man
play
United
for
are just a bigger
United,
club.
people are going
that's
to
the
talk
other
about
thing, right?
you.
Like, I know, for example, Man United aren't playing Champions League football this year, but I feel like when you are playing on a more international stage, that's when you get as well more hype because you're versing different opponents, you're versing higher end opponents. So it's I understand maybe in that perspective why he's not, but he should be. He's equal goals as Erling Haaland. I mean, he scored 11 in 15 games.
Yeah, it's frightening.
And Haaland has scored 11 in 13 games. But still, he's like absolutely
It's crazy.
firing. Yeah.
Well, Apele 92, Aston Villa and Champions League. Why is no one talking about that? Villa are in 6th position now. Newcastle have also played a game less than them, but it's 6 points the gap. Can they catch that?
Yeah, of course they can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think what's so interesting about the Premier League right now is nothing is set in stone. Like none of the results are set in stone yet.
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We have
That's
a title
better.
race.
I prefer that.
Same.
Yeah.
No, it's not boring. It's like constantly entertaining.
Yeah, we
Like
have a title
every
race.
result matters. I like
Yes.
that.
We have a top 4 race. We have a relegation battle. And an unknown Premier League footballer in the midst of all this has released a rap song.
Whoa.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, I actually haven't.
Who is it?
It's titled Thrill. And the player's got a mask on, so you can't tell who he is. But he's pretty good. And
Okay.
there's been rumors going around. Some people saying, I think it's Jadon Sancho. I think it's Wilfred Zaha. It's Reece Nelson. Most people seem quite sure that's Eddie Nketiah because he's actually got bars. Eddie Nketiah has rapped before, and he's really good. And the guy in the song, I think they've got a
Is
bit
it
of
like a full mask or like balaclava?
It's like a full Kanye West mask. Minus the fucking outrageous shit that Kanye West says. And he whips the Nketiah celebration at a point in the film clip.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Can you see that? He whips a little bit of an Nketiah celebration there during the film clip. Look, credit to him, but if I was coaching him in a title race, I'd be like, lad, save the rap song for after, because at the moment the wheels are fucking falling off, right? But yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
We've got to listen to the song. I think
we got to listen to the song.
Listen to the song before you give me your verdict on that one. There was also another song which involved... I saw this one the other day. I think I sent it to you, producer Shabs. Someone in Portugal wrote a rap song dissing Joao Felix about his missus.
Is he the one whose missus has cheated on him and he took her back?
So Maggie is the girlfriend. I don't know who she is. Yes. Apparently she's taking the piss out of Joao Felix. She's cheating on him. And he took her back. And now some rapper in Portugal's ripped into him. Be careful who you trust. Not everything's true. Close friends are everything.
Can you rap it,
Just
please,
ask
in
him.
Portuguese?
I haven't.
Portuguese.
Just a little bit.
No, I don't. I can't remember what the song goes like, Dani. I've just got the lyrics here, okay? I can't remember. You put me on the spot. But poor bastard's just trying to play football and he's getting
Seen you
fucking
panic
dissed.
like that in a long
Neither.
time.
I usually just roll with it.
Wow.
Yeah, but
I'm a bit disappointed.
Okay.
Found
well,
his weakness.
yeah, Portuguese rap is my weakness. Portuguese rap. Anyway, you guys are fucking ridiculous. But look, it's no good to see. We're gonna get to another story. Speaking of people that take their misses back or don't take their misses back, let's talk about Hakimi's divorce.
Let's talk
What a
about
guy.
that.
Let's
Far
talk about
out.
Hakimi's divorce. How does that make you guys feel? I saw a stat today.
Oh, no.
Hakimi's following has gone up 2 million.
What are
in the
people
last
saying?
week.
It's a win for men or something?
Well, I don't know how they get these fucking demographics, but Hakimi has gained 2 million followers in the last week. 80% of those followers are married men.
Interesting.
He's
you
a
know
cult
what
hero.
Hakimi did? He did the Arab prenup, which is where you just put it all in your mum's name.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what happened, Hakimi, PSG's left back, superstar from Morocco, phenomenal player. Freddie Andre says Hakimi's tactical awareness is next level. What he did was he got into a relationship with this lady, and before he got married or anything, his entire career, everything he's ever earned has gone to his mother. So 80% of his salary gets paid directly to his mum from PSG. All his houses, all his cars, everything he's ever bought is in his mum's name. When he needs money to go buy something, he just asks his mum. His mum gives it to him. It's his money, but it's just in her name. Smart.
It
There's
is
a
honestly, it's super
Of
smart.
Hakimi and Mbappe sitting on the floor in a supermarket, and it says, "Just waiting for Hakimi's mum to come so she can pay for our snacks."
Let's go.
I wanted to ask you guys, like, you guys, as ladies, if you're going out with an athlete, we know Kat's got a few footballers in the DMs. If you're going out with an athlete, right?
Yeah.
And he's got everything in his mum's name. Is that a bit of a red flag for you?
I mean, clearly they're close with their mum.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a red flag.
But if you're gonna, if you want to marry a man, right? You're at that point. You love him, whatever, right? And you're gonna marry them. Does that worry you that this guy's like? It's kind of like, like you said, it's his version of a prenup, going everything's in my mum's name. You'd have to ask your mother-in-law to take money to go on a holiday. Does that worry you?
I think if the relationship is in like a good space,
right?
Like you should feel like you can. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well,
like this is actually a really difficult concept.
What's yours is mine when you marry someone.
I have a feeling you wouldn't like it.
I think it's a bit. I also want.
I don't believe that you would like that.
No,
and you're sitting here trying to be politically correct.
Hold on.
Bullshit. I think what he did was smart.
I think it's really smart, and I also think if you have your own shit going on, and if you have your own income, you're not going to panic about not having access to your husband's. But like, that's not that's a traditional mindset would be, what's mine is yours when we're married.
What are you going to work 9 to 5 if you're married to a PSG player?
If I had to say,
I'm just saying. You're asking my perspective. I'm not with a PSG player, am I?
No.
I got to go out and make my own money.
Yeah, you got to preface with, are we in the same sitch?
I'm saying, you're not going out with no disrespect on A-League footballers, but you probably have to keep your 9 to 5 if you're dating an A-League footballer. I'm saying you're going out with a PSG player playing Champions League earning 10, 15 million euros a year.
Well, I think it is a sign that you need to have a very good relationship with your mother-in-law.
Exactly right.
Well, I don't want to be, babe, do you want to go to Italy? Sure, hang on, let me just call mum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we, but let's point out the fact that...
That's an ick?
No, 20% of his income was still coming to him.
Which is probably more than most men.
Which is still a lot of money, and you can still go on your trips to Italy. We're talking properties and things like that. I get it as a wife. It's still a bit of a red flag if the house that you live in isn't even in your name. But that's something that she should have addressed early on.
She know?
Mind you, she's 12 years older than him.
Because she tried to file for more than half.
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry, doll, you're not getting nothing.
Played, he played like, you played a +4 in Uno and he just returned a +4.
Yeah.
Eat shit, right?
He did say eat shit.
That's why, aside from being a woman, I think what he did was so
funny.
So do I.
In the words of Rick Ross, bitch, you weren't with me shooting in the gym.
Hang on.
Okay? that meant nothing to me.
In the words of Drake, I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
There you go. Mama will never turn their back on you, all right? So this is a lesson for all the guys. I know we got a lot of young guys listening to this pod. Lesson is stay close with your mums, and if you don't trust thoughts, basically, at the end of the day. When it comes to cash, don't trust thoughts. Make sure a lot of your money is in your parents' name. If you can, keep it away from women. Even if you love them, and even if they're loving you now, you can never trust what they're going to do in the future. No.
It's so rich coming out of your mouth.
What do you mean? I mean, you can never trust what a woman's going to do in the future, right? Because
and nor can
we can't trust men either.
Straight out.
And we can't trust men
either. Me, guys.
Yeah,
you know. Between you and me and all the guys listening right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Stay smart, all right? Stay switched on. Don't let women do that shit. Okay. Anyway, speaking of when there's too much testosterone in the room, at the moment we've got the opposite. But
I don't know. I still think that you're doing a decent job.
Sometimes.
Excuse me?
No, like in discussions, Claudio.
How do you know?
Because you don't shut up.
Who have you been talking to about my dominance? Wow. Let's go now to a feisty change room. Leroy Sane and Sadio Mane. Mane punched Sane in the change room.
He did.
This is a very common occurrence in anyone that's played in the NPL. This shit happens all the time.
Have you been punched in a change room?
I haven't personally been punched, but I've seen punches.
It's going to happen.
Pretty sure you've thrown a punch.
I can just tell it's
Why?
I don't know. The vibe you're putting off today is very...
I always get along with my teammates, but Leroy Sane apparently made a bit of a racial jibe at Sadio Mane. Something about his skin color was said on the pitch. It wasn't necessarily directly referring to that, but he referred to him using his skin color as the way to refer to him. I thought Mane was angry because I watched that game and Leroy Sane was shooting from everywhere, and he pissed me off too. If he kept stop fucking shooting, bro, pass.
And 3-0 loss.
3-0 down, and he was shooting from everywhere. Anyway,
and it's Champions League.
Sadio Mane, you don't expect it from him. He seems like such a nice guy.
He does.
I rate it.
You rate the punch?
Yep.
Punch your teammates, according to Dani.
Do you know Pep Guardiola came out and said that is going to help Bayern Munich?
Probably.
100%.
Probably.
If your teammate is doing something wrong, don't be racist, obviously.
Yeah.
But Mane, I think giving him a little.
Well,
jab.
Sane came to training with a busted lip. You could see in
Yeah,
his next
sort of
training session
busted
that he had a
lip.
swollen lip. Mane copped an internal suspension.
Yes.
And a lot of people are calling now, Brian 11, should Sane also be suspended?
Well, maybe for the racist stuff.
I mean, we don't know the
I
extent
mean,
of what was said.
we suspend spectators for saying racial slurs. Like suspend players also. Wow, can't speak. I think racism is one of those things that I have absolutely no time for,
Yeah.
and I think players have to set an example, and like you can't be saying shit like that.
Yeah.
You can't be ostracizing each other.
To be fair, I'm throwing the alleged thing out because we don't know exactly
True.
what was said. Do you think Mane should rejoin Liverpool? This question from Jacob
Yes.
Pato.
Yes.
Yeah, you need him? You miss him?
ASAP.
You miss him? Well, the rumour is that Tuchel's already had enough and has placed Sadio Mane on the chopping block. I don't know about that. Mane's such a good player. And a little training bust-up shouldn't be a reason to get rid
That
of a
stuff
footballer.
happens, not the racist stuff, obviously, but like that stuff happens all the time. We were even talking about it last night at the football when like your teammates doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or they didn't give you that ball in the last second when
Yeah.
it should have been you.
100%.
You're fine to like have a bit of fire and kick him up the ass. Next time, fucking play me the ball.
Yeah.
There's
Fuck yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
That's
I
right,
was
Dani.
today I was looking up and I won't explain why, but basically there's been a few bust ups between teammates, and in general when you look at like Valverde and Bayern as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, love
there was
that.
that fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are the biggest bust ups that we've had between teammates though in football?
Yeah.
And there was one between Son and Lloris that happened a couple of
Oh,
seasons
yeah, that was
ago.
on the All or Nothing.
And it was
Yeah, I
on the
watched
pitch
that.
as well. And I love, because you made that point about how in Bayern's eyes, like this might actually improve their performance. Jose Mourinho commented on it and said it was beautiful.
Yeah, he loved
He
it.
loved seeing
Yeah.
that passion from his players.
100%. You need that. You definitely need
So
that.
I think it's a little bit of aggression is good. You just
Yeah.
want to channel it in a way that is ultimately productive for the team.
Yeah, well, let's see, I guess. Let's see if they turn this around against Man City. All will be forgotten, I'm sure. There was an interesting eBay purchase I want to run past you guys. Preston North End, huge club. I believe they're actually a federation club. I could be wrong here, but I feel like Preston North End won the first ever English league in 1988.
This is one of these things.
It sounded like
Sorry,
Yeah.
1888. 1888. I think Preston North End were the first ever champions of English football.
Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong. That's just a random fact that just popped into my head. Anyway, they're a big club. And a fan needed a top for a six-a-side game. And he went on eBay and he just needed a football shirt. And there was a Preston North End jersey going for... the bidding was starting at £1. So he bid £1. Forgot about it. And he won it for £1.
Wow.
And he thought, oh my God, I want a jersey for £1. When the jersey arrived, what he didn't know was there was no photo of the back of the jersey. So it was a 2009-10 Preston North End jersey. And on the back, it had Daddy, number 29. Now, this could be a few things.
Papi chulo.
Papi chulo, you know? This could be like, if your dad played for Preston,
Right.
it would be okay to have Daddy on the back of the jersey, right?
No, probably not.
No?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? If your
Because
dad...
is he everyone's daddy, Claudes, or is he just
Yeah,
your
No,
daddy?
but you know when like
Who's
the
your daddy?
players bring their kids on the pitch to kick a ball around afterwards, they usually have Daddy on the back of the jersey.
Yeah, but that's a 3-year-old. That's running around on the pitch.
Right.
Not a 30-year-old man who wants to play five-a-side that wants to be called Daddy.
At what point? No, but he didn't know that the jersey had Daddy on the
Yeah,
back.
but now he does.
Now he does. But what I'm saying is that the original owner of that jersey put Daddy on the back.
Yeah.
It got me thinking, right? How old are you too old
To call Daddy.
to call Dad Daddy? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really cute.
No, you're right, because you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Daddy's become way too sexualized now.
But that's what
Yeah,
I mean, like-
daddy's so
like-
sexual.
Like, can you call
I
your
can't
father
tell
Daddy?
you absolutely
no,
not.
No, but-
I don't call my dad Daddy.
But that's because the world has changed. Yeah? Because that's stupid.
She said, I
it's
love it
interesting.
when you call me Big Papa.
Yeah, well,
Love
you-
that
When's
stuff.
the last time did you say daddy growing up?
Yeah, when I was
When do you
little.
reckon is the last time you called your dad daddy?
Maybe when I was like 12.
That's pretty young. So
Yeah.
already at that point, you kind of sensed from media that word was used in a different way.
Oh, I don't know. But as you get older, it's like it became
they-
more like lame to be like Daddy. Like you.
Right.
have to
They
say,
become
like,
dad at a certain
Yeah.
point. Okay.
or
Well,
What about you? Like, when
being
did you
being
stop?
Lebanese, like I will call my dad papa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's different, but I think daddy could be used like affectionately by like text. I don't
Yeah.
think you can say
Actually
daddy.
say it. You
It's
feel
honestly
weird.
the words.
I don't
rude for
think
me.
I could
can't
say the
call my
word.
dad Daddy.
No.
I think I could say
Not even by
daddy.
message.
Right.
If I wanted to be more endearing, I'd say Papa.
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys are obviously WOG women as well. Like saying
Yeah.
Papa. I grew up saying Papa as well. But I think if you grew up with Daddy, yeah, it's an interesting one.
I don't know. Let us know.
So
Let
it's
us
been-
know.
it's been-
How old would you want your daughter to be?
Don't put me in this position right now. Don't put me in this position. Don't put me in this position. I don't have a daughter yet. Okay?
You give us hypotheticals
I
every
don't have
5
a,
minutes.
I don't have a daughter yet. Producer Shab is saying, move it on. He's protecting me. He's
That
protecting
is
my
so
image.
like we always.
Shabs only
When's the last time
protects
you called
Claudes.
anyone Daddy?
No, don't turn the question. It was your question.
This is not about me.
Your daughter.
Yeah.
She's 16.
My daughter can call me whatever the fuck she wants for as long as she wants. I don't
Okay.
have a problem with it.
Okay, cool.
You fucking
Okay.
weirdo.
Glad we cleared that up.
Jesus.
Good
you guys
stuff.
You guys are cooked.
Moving on, Daddy.
Wait, it doesn't matter. Remember we said it's cool. It's fine to say it.
Of course it's fine. Producer Producer Shaz is shaking his head.
Shabs has to
When Producer
chime in.
Shaz jumps in, we need to give you a microphone so you can jump in.
This episode's been really challenging.
Anyway, where does Bellingham go next season? Jordan Knight. We'll finish with a few questions before we move on. Jordan Knight, where does Bellingham go next season?
I think he stays.
He stays another year at
I
Dortmund.
think he stays another year, waits till 2024, and then we'll reassess where he's at.
Yeah,
I reckon
right.
he goes to Real Madrid.
Right. Him, Chouameni, and Camavinga.
I
in
don't want to
midfield.
see that.
Wow, that's
I
a good
do not
midfield.
want to see
That's
that.
a very good midfield.
That's a good midfield.
I
Him,
know,
Chouameni,
but we've held
Camavinga.
on to the idea of Bellingham for almost 2 years,
No,
and I don't
I
want
like
to see
Jude
that.
Bellingham. I think he's a very good footballer. I think the whole world needs to settle the fuck down and let him go wherever the fuck he wants to go. Like, I'm sick of the Jude Bellingham transfer news. It's one player in world football, and particularly your club, needs to settle the fuck down, Liverpool. Bro, like, you're looking so desperate at the moment. It's like that you keep liking this girl's photos, you keep DMing her, but you guys are to the point where you're like, yeah, she's not responding to you, mate. Just relax, get on with it.
Like she
Get another
liked your
midfield.
comment once,
Once.
and you were like, "We're talking."
Yeah. I'm talking to this girl. No, you're not.
Bro, she liked one
I don't know
comment
who
once.
you are.
You don't even have a follow back.
There's also rumours that Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to Real Madrid, which is
Don't
crazy.
say-
Yeah, don't know what Ancelotti's smoking over there. Why? Ante Bros, can United beat Sevilla?
Sí,
Sure.
cierto.
You used to
of
live in
course.
Seville as well.
I used to live in Sevilla.
Right. But you'd love United
Sevilla.
to dust them here.
But I love United to dust.
Yeah,
them
2-2 draw, that was a-
100%.
You know, Sevilla are unbeaten by Manchester United.
Say that again.
Sevilla are unbeaten by Manchester United in all of their meetings.
And they're the
I
kings of the
think-
Europa League.
I know. But I think Manchester
So
United
this would be
do it.
muy grande, Dani.
I think Sevilla's beaten them.
Super grande.
I think Sevilla's
No.
beaten them. Yeah, Sevilla's beaten
I think Sevilla.
Don't forget it's
Sevilla
at
at
Old Trafford
home.
as well.
Is it?
This next one's
The
at
first
Old
one was in
Trafford.
Sevilla?
No, this
See?
one's in Andalusia.
No,
the last
go
one
to
was at
Andalusia.
Old Trafford.
Oh no, did I do it opposite?
Andalusia.
Yeah, we're in Andalusia.
No,
Está
no, no.
tiempo,
Yeah.
vale.
Yeah,
No,
Harry Maguire and the boys
you're
decided
going
to
to-
score own goals late.
Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, where United will beat them. You heard it here first.
Nah. What's a traditional dish? Paella? There?
Paella,
Yeah.
tapas,
Yeah.
jamón ibérico.
There's some expensive as fuck jamon.
Sí.
Jamin, as some people like to call
No,
it.
no.
Don't say Jamin.
There's some
ever.
expensive. Jamon can be quite expensive.
Yeah, jamón ibérico is the black pig.
Hey, let's play for a jamon ibérico. I think Sevilla will beat Man United.
Where are we gonna get this jamón from?
They have the
Just-
Mad Meat Emporium. I think will have it. Meat Emporium will probably have it. Yeah.
I hope so.
Here you go.
Okay, so you're back in Sevilla. to
Sevilla
win.
will get through. You say Man United get through. If Man United
Claro.
get through, I'll buy you one of these ibéricos.
Yeah.
All right? It's a deal.
All right. So
Tranquilo.
Did I break your hand?
Yeah, super fuerte.
Okay.
it's
Anyway,
that testosterone again.
it's Hakimi. He's got me fired up. Crispy04, what on earth is happening with Dele Alli? Is he the new Balotelli?
No.
Where to now for Dele Alli? So
feel
he-
like
Well, he's
just been
injured.
at,
He's
like,
only come back to England because he's injured.
Well, he just left
and they
Besiktas.
only
They-
but they only had 7 games left or something, and he's injured,
Still,
so
you
he's not
can't just
going to
leave,
play.
man. You
He
can't
got
just leave.
permission to leave.
Right. Well, they seem to wonder where he was. He went back to England. He's really fallen off. It's
Yeah,
really
he
sad
has.
to
It's
see.
I feel
really
like he's
sad.
one of those people where like you can only help them as much as they want to help themselves.
Yeah. Since the sex tape.
Yeah,
Since
that
the sex
too.
tape. I think he's
That
fallen
too.
off. You saw that one?
Nah,
How'd you know about it then?
because you just told me.
Oh, so you didn't know that he had a sex tape?
No.
Oh, okay. Have you seen it?
I didn't know you had one.
No?
See,
I-
these are things that you know that you inform us.
You know who his
know?
current girlfriend is, though?
No.
Cindy Kimberly.
Cindy
She-
Kimberly?
She's gorge.
Who's that?
She's an influencer.
She's an influencer?
gorge.
Justin
Oh.
Bieber. No,
Dated
Justin
Justin
Bieber.
Bieber.
No, I don't think they dated. I think he made Cindy famous because he reposted a photo of her.
bitch
famous.
Basically. All you need to do if you want to succeed is take a photo that is attractive enough that someone like Justin Bieber just retweets it.
Right.
And then
I thought you were
it's
going to
kicked
say
off.
something else there.
I could have said a lot of things
Yeah.
just there, but I didn't.
Well, I reckon I know what Dele Alli's doing. I don't know if you've seen that sex tape. She's got a lot to handle. Man's packing. The man is packing. Let's
God,
now move on to Dimitri Spanos. Should we allow Klopp to purchase players he wants? I had enough of Liverpool. I'm not even going to answer that one. Aesthetic football. Come on, we talk too much about Klopp and Liverpool. You guys are not relevant.
You've so got to be in your
You're like Chelsea.
He's so bothered.
No, but Liverpool are like Chelsea right now. You're not important in any way in any competition this season. Let's not talk about Chelsea.
Did I bring it up?
Do you know what I mean?
Have I brought it up?
No, but I'm saying we get a lot of questions.
Yeah, cool. I'm just making
about
sure
Liverpool.
that you are aware
you guys
that
are literally
you're reading
mid-table.
it. Okay.
Aesthetic football. Thoughts on Jordan Boz to Man City? Do you think he's ready for it? We've had a few Aussies sign for City before. They tend to sign for City and then get loaned out.
Yeah.
He's a left back. That's always a position you can make it in.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea? Get
Yeah,
signed by
I
a
think
parent.
it's good.
It didn't work for Arzani. it isn't working at the moment for Garen Qual.
Can we say though that it didn't work for Arzani when he got injured and didn't really have any
But
time?
do you think it's detrimental for a player to be bought by a big club and then get loaned out? Because when they rock up at this team over here, they're not actually owned by them. They're just like...
It's like it is
Do
like
you know
the
what I
Cole
mean?
thing, yeah.
It's hard, but it happens everywhere. Even I was speaking to Alex Robertson last week, who said
Ooh,
he'd actually
name drop.
love
Okay.
to have Jordan Boss come over. And there's so many Aussies doing good things, and he got loaned out to Ross County at one point.
And that didn't work for him.
It was super challenging.
Did he talk about that? Did he? 'Cause
Yeah.
that interview's dropping this week, yeah?
Yeah,
There
keep
you
your
go.
eyes peeled. So I think that you're going to face trials and tribulations everywhere you go. It's how you bounce back and deal with it and slot in wherever you go next.
It's also better for the Australian game if we
Yep.
see players. We've got plenty in the women's game playing at that level. We need more of our men doing the same.
I mean, Jordy Boss, it'd be a place you want to be, especially with Jacques Cancelo moved on,
Yeah.
Zinchenko moved on. I mean, who's to say? At left back, I don't want to shit on left backs, but that's probably the position.
Yeah.
That's the position you
can
can
make
squeeze
it.
no,
in.
you're right. It's
Yeah.
where
I've
Sydney
seen
lacks
some
the
average
most
ones.
depth.
Do you know what I mean?
Some average ones make it.
That's what I mean. Some
Yeah.
average ones make it.
Yeah.
That's a good position to make it in. If I
Agree.
have a baby and he or she's a left footer, they're playing left back. Forget about left wing. Go left back, because that's a loophole
It is.
in
it's
world
true.
football.
The same child that's calling you daddy.
Hey.
Anyway, you had to go back there. Yes, the same child that's calling me daddy. I would make them play left back.
Daddy, I don't want to play left back.
Fucking do it. All right. Papa knows best. I know. I've seen this game.
No, you have to refer to yourself as daddy too. You can't say papa.
All right, you guys are getting weird. Last one. Joe on Twitter asked us, does Haaland win the Ballon d'Or if Man City win the Champions League?
I mean, what's stopping him though?
Who else? could
What's the biggest obstacle for Haaland to not win it?
Well, it's that this Ballon d'Or includes the World Cup.
That's true.
So
That
he's
is a great point.
no matter what anyone else does it automatically go to Messi?
I don't agree with that.
Even if Haaland goes and wins, 'cause
I
they're still
do
in- they're
not
still in
agree
the
with
FA
that.
Cup.
Messi has not had a great season.
If City win a treble, which they well and truly could, and Haaland breaks the all-time record, which he well and truly could,
Then yeah.
do
If
you still give
anything-
the Ballon d'Or to Messi because of the World Cup?
No. If anything, Haaland being Norwegian
Mm.
and coming from clearly a nation where football is not as prominent as Argentina,
Right.
and to be able to be as good as he is, if anything, is more of an achievement.
So he deserves the Ballon d'Or if they win
Yes,
the Champions League.
absolutely.
Fair enough. You
What do
agree with that?
reckon? I don't know. I
yes.
always love seeing Messi win, but
I agree.
like you're saying, Haaland,
Boring.
I agree
Haaland
with it.
deserves
Messi
it.
winning Ballon d'Or is like City winning title again. It's
That's
boring,
true.
but
It happens
if
every
they
time.
get it, they get it.
I agree with it. I would like to see Haaland win it if City win the Champions League because Messi has 7 of them already.
Yeah.
Seriously. What's another one going to do? He's
Yep.
just won the World Cup. That clearly means the world to him. Give it to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
If
like
it-
the old days when the Ballon d'Or used to change every year.
I agree. And if it was the people's vote, I think Haaland would get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's watch this space. Still a long way to go in the Champions League, and those second legs are coming straight up. Going to be thirsty. Hopefully, we get an all-Italian semi-final. That's what I'm hoping for. I want a Milan-Inter semi-final. I'm
Yeah.
the Grinch right now. I want Napoli out. I like Napoli,
Oh,
but I want a Milan-Inter semi-final in the Champions
to
League.
be fair, that's grande.
It'd be
as well.
unbelievable. San
Yeah.
Siro home and away. Would love it. Good luck to everyone whose teams are playing in the Champions League. Plenty of midweek football throughout everything. Thanks so much for joining us, Danny.
Thanks, guys.
Um,
Thanks very much.
Hopefully we'll have you back on the pod for your third. I think you did quite well here on your second.
We had a
Uh,
good giggle.
It was yeah.
Sorry.
Besides the laugh and the slight
Triggered
lisp
me
and
as
now the
well.
cough, you did quite well. The Schwab.
It's because I always say schnecks. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah. You're a cooked unit. That's fine. And guys,
Oh,
later.
and you're well.
Yeah, you tell me I'm well. And later on in the week, we've got Joe Lolly jumping on the pod as well. So make sure you keep an eye out. Sydney FC winger after their fantastic win on the weekend. We're going to try some lollies with Lolly. Actually, it's gonna
I'm
be a
looking
fun
forward to
episode.
that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So make sure you keep an eye out
Big
on all
candy
our
shop
socials.
vibes there.
Subscribe to us. Flick us a 5-star rating if you're having a good time, guys. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.